Well, breaking overnight, Sears, once a giant in the retailing industry, has filed for bankruptcy protection following years of losses and a lot of debt. Will Sears survive, or will the company vanish into retail history like Toys R Us? David Ragland, CEO and investment strategist of IRC Wealth, joins us. And good morning, David.
Good morning.
Well, it's a rough filing, but it's not over yet. Eddie Lampert says that he really wants to turn the company around. He wants to do this under bankruptcy protection. They now have financing, almost $2 billion in debt refinancing available to them under the bankruptcy protection. Do you think that they can survive, or is this going to be the same as Toys R Us?
I think you're getting close to a Toys R Us liquidation. You've got major manufacturers not selling to Sears anymore, Whirlpool being an example. So at this point in time, I think they've got the $300 million in DIP financing, which will carry them possibly through the holiday season. However, I think it's going to be a tough sledding for Sears, given the competition from Home Depot, Lowe's, Target, and Walmart really eating in all of their major core customers.
I was going to say, I wanted to ask you about who kind of benefits from this, because the money folks always think to themselves, and look, they employ 70,000 people, so that's the rough side of the story for those jobs and those jobs that are going to be lost. But at the same time, whether it is a Target or a Walmart or an Amazon, how much can they pick up from Sears, at least on the toy side? Because I know the appliance side is a little bit different.
Right. I think you're already seeing Home Depot and Lowe's positioning for the appliance side. I think all the other retailers are out there looking at the merchandising side. You're looking at online retailers such as a Macy's or DSW that are doing a fantastic job. Obviously, Walmart going after the toys aggressively this season. So I think it's going to be very difficult for Sears, especially now with the consumer understanding that Sears is in bankruptcy. Always creates a negative light on the retailer itself.
Right. Well, we're going to get retail sales numbers out today. The estimate for September up 0.6%. We shall see if that kind of gives a little bit of a jolt to these stocks. But again, we saw Sears in the pre-market under a lot of pressure. Real quick, I do want to ask you about this issue with the Saudis, because there is an interesting call now, a market call, on front page of Market Watch, that says that if these sanctions go into effect, if we do see pressure on the oil market, output of Saudi oil, if there are indeed sanctions on the backs of the possible death, likely death, of the Saudi journalist in Istanbul. This is the general manager of Saudi television saying, you will see $400 a barrel for oil. It will be the worst disaster ever. What does that picture look like to you if we do impose sanctions on the Saudis?
Well, obviously, you're seeing that gas prices are already up 17% year over year. You get $150, $200 price of oil, all of a sudden, everyone who's driving in the big SUVs, when gas was $2.50 a barrel or $2.50 a gallon, the SUV is still economical. You get $5, $6 a barrel, you're going to see a major economic shock to the system. The consumer, the average everyday consumer who's driving an hour back and forth to work is going to start to really feel that. You're already seeing prices for stock prices of the major manufacturers of SUV companies, Mercedes-Benz down dramatically, Ford, GM. So you're already starting to see the pullback for the consumer from that side.
Interesting. So that's more of an energy and a gas price story versus what I would think would be a possible tariff story. That's very interesting, David. Well, it's a great point. We're going to leave it there. David, thank you for being with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Great to be here. Thank you.